Hello ladies, gentlemen, and the unknown species. Welcome back. As always, I'm xHitoBiteZ and this is Digimon FireRed. So, last time what we did was we got the secret key at the mansion and we fought some of the trainers in the 7th gym. Today, we're going to actually get the 7th gym, or I guess the 7th crest really in this game, and then we'll work our way towards the 8th gym. Anyway, oops, I forgot to answer the question. Anyway, today's real talk, yo. We are going to have a real talk. Like, if you don't follow the stock market or the financial market or anything of that nature, then there's really, today you're not gonna understand garbage. But today we have to have some real talk. Like, why in the world is everybody so obsessed with short-term growth? Or not even short-term growth, not just short-term growth, but why in the world is everyone so obsessed with one little stinking factor? It upsets me so much that the only thing people care about right now. Today, I'm recording this right before the Fed meeting, and this should be uploaded before the Fed meeting of September 2016. If you're watching this after the Fed meeting, which is on the 21st, the 20th and the 21st of September, then you probably already know what's happened. But what I want to know is why in the freaking world does everybody care about the Fed raising rates? Of course, the Fed raising rates is important. We know that. It's been like 7 or 8 years since the Fed has brought back rates to 3%. I know that. I know that just as much as everybody else. And that's not what I care about. But what I do care about is why can't we just focus on the more important things? People always compare us to the Great Depression, the Great Recession. People compare the Great Recession to the Great Depression, and they're like, after the Great Depression, the economy had a boom. Well, I mean, yes, but there were so many factors on why that happened. I wasn't alive, so I don't know all of the factors. But I do know that one of the major factors was that we entered a war, which was World War II, and that made the economy explode. We had so much money that we didn't even know what to do with it. And that's one of the reasons why we came out of the Great Depression so quickly. Another thing was that the economy was a lot smaller back then. There were a lot less things happening back then. Today, there's a lot more people in the world. Wages aren't growing. We're not in a war or in a major war. We don't have a major enemy. There's a lot of things that are going on that are making the economy not grow like it did during the Great Depression. And I think that people keep forgetting that. All they do is focus on one little thing. It's been 8 years since the Great Recession, and we still haven't recovered. Well, there's a lot of reasons for that. I mean, there are so many factors to that. Just think about it. Right now, what's happening right now in 2016? Well, a lot of baby boomers are retiring. Baby boomers are retiring. That's why the labor participation rate is decreasing. Baby boomers were one of the how do I explain this? When baby boomers started working, the labor participation rate exploded from like maybe like 58% to like 64%, because baby boomers, the generation of baby boomers was one of the biggest generations. Actually, I think it was the biggest at the time, and then I think the Generation Z, whatever that's called, Generation Z took over that. But anyway, aside from that, the reason that labor participation rate is so bad is because a lot of baby boomers are indeed retiring. So, naturally, they're not part of the labor force. A lot of millennials and generation after us, which is Generation Z, a lot of the millennial generation and the generation after us were focusing on higher education, which is why we're staying in school longer and starting to work like a career job a little bit later in life. There are a lot of things that are happening that people just don't care about. They're like, why isn't it recovering? And I'm just like, you gotta relax. Do you see how much progress we've made? Do you not see the amount of progress we've made since 2008? I know a lot of it had to do with fraud, but just forget about the fraud aspect right now. We've made a lot of progress. We have more regulations now to prevent something like this happening again. Will something like this happen again? Yeah, most likely. Also, Blaine was apparently Leader Davis. That's why he had a flame drum on. Anyway. I'm kind of sick of everything at the moment, especially Wall Street. They just gotta relax. Why can't they relax? Why can't they relax? Why are they so focused on something that's so not important? They're focusing on such short term. Sure, if the only thing you care about is short term, then fine, I can understand that. Also, when you finish the 7th gym, we have to help Bill out, and this part sucks. I actually completely forgot about this part, because I hate it so much. Anyway, if you focus on the long term of what's going on, the economy recovered insanely fast from the Great Recession. We had 2008 and 2009, which were pretty bumpy. 2010, we had a pretty good recovery. 2011, 2010 to 2014, we had some pretty decent recovery. Of course, it wasn't perfect, but it was pretty decent. Then 2015, it's when it kind of slowed down and we were like, oh my god, the economy's never going to recover. When in reality, it will eventually recover, and then 2016 isn't making anything better because the economy isn't recovering. But that's if you focus only on the short term. If you look at it a little bit longer, you see that we're making progress. We are making progress. After something as big as a Great Recession happens, you shouldn't expect people to just jump back and be confident in the economy. I mean, it's seriously, if you think about it in another sense, consumers are a big portion of our economy, obviously. Consumers make up about 70% of GDP. 70, 72, 60, it's something along those lines. I don't remember the exact number off the top of my head, but it's about 70%. If you think about it, it's been less than 1 decade since the Great Recession happened. Do you think everyone's going to be extremely confident that something like this won't happen again? Do you think people aren't going to be afraid? People during the Great Recession were afraid that they would lose everything, and some people did lose everything. And the housing market, sure, if you live in a metropolitan area, you do not realize this, but the housing market has not recovered. And in a lot of the metropolitan areas and areas that people care a lot about, you know, like the places where a lot of people live, like California, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Chicago, or Illinois, really, and Washington, D.C., like these areas, the economy recovered extremely fast. I know, the housing market recovered extremely fast, so people in these areas, which is also extremely populated, are like, oh yeah, you know, the housing market's recovered. But if you go to someplace like Arizona, the housing market has not recovered. And naturally, people are afraid. So it's only been less than a decade. You have to be patient with people. After something as big as an economic crisis happens, you shouldn't, and you really shouldn't expect people to be like, oh hey, it's never gonna happen again. Because people are gonna think that it's gonna happen again, and people are afraid, so they're going to save more. If you've paid attention to saving rates, people have been saving a lot more. I don't remember the exact number for this year, or month to month or year over year, but I know last year, 2015, savings grew by more than 5%. That's a huge growth. That means people are putting their money in savings and not spending it. And I don't know, I don't remember the years before how fast it grew, but I know that savings has been growing, or people have been saving more over the last few years because of this economic crisis. And I am just frustrated. Like, interest rates are still so low. It's like, who gives a freaking crap? I mean, honestly, the economy will recover. You guys gotta be patient. And Wall Street just makes me just so angry sometimes. They make me very angry. The only thing these people focus on, and it's not just that Wall Street focuses on this, it's people listen to them. People listen to them. I'm so mad that I just keep hitting my leg. I don't know if the mic's picking it up. It probably is, but that's how angry I am. Like, just stop listening to Wall Street. They're idiots. Not all of them, but all of the ones that freaking talk on TV are like 95% of those people are just complete idiots. And then you give them your money and then they lose it all, and then you're like, oh man, I guess this is what happened in the stock market. It's like, no! If you weren't... Oh, Zudomon. If you weren't so... That's also a Vikemon. If you weren't so focused on listening to the wrong people, then things would be a lot better. Please, just start listening to people that actually know what they're talking about. Please do that. That's all I can say. Please do that. We're gonna go back to town. We're gonna see Zudomon. Now that I've ranted for like 12 minutes straight. Oh wait, the PC isn't working, is it? Well then. That sucks. I forgot that the PC isn't working. You can also catch Moltres in this area. That sucks. I was really hoping that the PC would be working. So I'm not going to be using Omnimon because obviously he's level 76 and he's going to absolutely destroy everything. Even though his moveset isn't all that great, but he's still strong enough to pretty much destroy everything. So we're going to continue on Kindle Road. Amazon Kindle. I'm not going to use repels because in case I find some other doodlings. If I do find some other doodlings, maybe I'll capture them. But we're gonna battle this camper. I think this is actually a dragon type, which sucks because I just put my Otismon in front. So this area sucks. You have to do like every single... You have to go through like 1 through 3 or 1 through 6, whatever the islands are. You have to go through these islands, you have to do a couple of things, and find the gems, and then you go back and then you complete the game. This part is the one part I do not like about this game. Sure, let's use Omnimon just to show off how he looks. I don't know if I actually showed Omnimon off, but that's how Omnimon looks. We will go for a Heat Wave. And Heat Wave did kill. But that's to be expected. Alright, and there should be Rock Smash somewhere soon. Which sucks because Rock Smash is a garbage item. Do we want to catch a Wormmon? Sure, why not? Alright, so now there is going to be an area. There will be a cave right around here's. Aw, man. Silly rabbit, tricks are for kids. I didn't actually want to fight them. I wanted to just go into the cave. Pagumon! Pagumon actually digivolves into Demi-Devimon. I think in the anime, or like in actual Digimon, Pagumon usually goes into like Lopmon or something. And then Lopmon goes into Ankylomon, I think it's, and I can't remember what the bunny's called. It starts with an A. Antilamon, Antiquilamon. I can't remember. Hopefully we run into one of them. It's the long bunny. The big bunny. If you saw my Digimon World DS LP, you'd know what it is, because I used her for quite some time. And she's actually pretty powerful, believe it or not. Oh, I flinched. Wait, why am I using Revenge? Oh wait, fighting super effective against Dark. Oh, but he's also poison, right? Alright, this is the cave. Or it's a spa, I guess. Your Pokemon, well I guess in this case your Digimon, actually get full restored. Ta-da! And let's talk to him. And that's where we get Rock Smash. Alright, let's talk to some of these other dudes, why not? Oh. Okay, thank you very much. Who am I gonna teach Rock Smash to? Well, I think if xHitoBiteZ can learn it, which is perfect, I'm gonna teach it to him because I think I'm gonna get rid of xHitoBiteZ. I don't actually think I'm gonna be keeping xHitoBiteZ anymore. I do kind of want Vikemon to be in the party. And I think ultimately that's what I will do. I guess his name is Zuramon in this game, even though he looks like Vikemon. Alright, and with that being said, we are going to end the episode off here. So thank you guys all for watching, and if you enjoyed this video in any capacity, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. And as always, don't forget to rub the rubber ducky.